Good morning everyone, this is Meeta Kataria. Today I am going to start with the lecture of Class 8 Civics Chapter 1, the Indian Constitution. In this chapter, we are going to talk about the meaning of the Constitution. Then we will be discussing about the purposes of the Constitution and then why a country needs the Constitution. And at last, we will talk about the key features of the Indian Constitution. Now, let us start. Before starting the chapter, let us talk about a football match. When you see the football match, you would have observed that every player is playing or passing the ball with the foot. If a player is passing the ball with the hand, the referee gives it a foul. Why it is so? It is because in the game of football, it is the rule that one has to pass the ball with the foot only and not with the hands. Like football, each and every game has its own rules, and same way not only in the games but everywhere around us, whether we go to the school, whether we are living in the house or anywhere we are going, we have to follow certain rules. So for the societies also in the world where different types of the people are living, the people also needs to follow certain rules of that land. Okay, how these rules are made? In large societies, for example in India, where the different communities of the people, they live together. So to make them live in peace and harmony, there are certain rules to be made that how the people are going to live in the country, how they are going to live peacefully and maintain the unity in diversity in such a large country. So people all give their consensus, and these rules according to the consensus of the people are made in the written form, and this written form of these rules is called as the constitution. So in short, we can say that the constitution is the set of written rules which tells us about that how the country will be governed. Now let us see that why does a country needs constitution and what are the purposes that a constitution serves. All the democratic countries like India, they have almost the written constitution, but it is not necessary that all the countries that have their written constitution, they are democratic. But yes, a country like India, which is one of the largest democracies of the world, has to have a written constitution. Now, why do we need the constitution, or why does especially the democratic countries needs the constitution? We will understand that, but before, let us go for that. What purpose does the constitution serves? The first and most important function or the purpose that a constitution serve is, a constitution tell us that what the fundamental nature of our society is, or it lays down certain ideals which form the basis of the kind of the country that its citizens aspire to live in. Here we are going to take the example of Nepal. Let us take the example of Nepal, which was a monarchy until 2006. Till 2006, there was the rule of king in Nepal, and people from the decades were struggling to establish the democracy in Nepal. Lastly, in 2006, they got success and the government was changed from monarchy to the democracy. Now here, both of the types of the government, they have the contrasting situations. So here, Nepal required a new constitution, which will be telling that how or what type of the country its people aspire to live in. Because the people of Nepal, they wanted to live in a democratic country. So a new constitution will be required, which will make the rules that how the elections are going to be held, who will be the head of the state, and such kind of the situations. What are the issues that the government is going to face, or even what will be the rights of the people who are living into the country. The second purpose served by the constitution is it helps to set a rules of principles that all the person agree upon as the basis of which they want the country to be governed. That means it shows that what kind of the political system would be there in the country, whether a country would be a monarchy or it will be the democracy or communalism will be followed or any other kind of the government is there. That is clearly mentioned or it is helpful, clearly given by the constitution, that what kind of the government the country is going to have. For example, India. In Indian constitution, the constitution of India, it clearly states that the country will be governed by its people, for the people and of the people. So that says that the Indian government or Indian state would be a democratic state. After understanding the purpose that the constitution serves, let us see now what are the three significant reasons that why we need a constitution. First and most important reason is that the constitution guards its people against the misuse of the authority or the power that is given to the leaders. In a democratic country like India or any other democratic society, it is the people those who are electing their representatives, and through their election they are giving them some of the powers that to run the government only and only in the welfare of the people. But sometimes it may happen that the political leaders, they start misusing their power. So to safeguard the people of the country against this misuse of the power, a constitution is very necessary because it lays down the rules that what will be the powers and authorities of the people. Let us take the example here that a monitor is appointed by a teacher in the class, and when the teacher is not there in the class, so she has asked the monitor to please mind the class. Now when the monitor is minding the class, he has some problem with a boy. So when the teacher returns, he gives the name of the boy that he was misbehaving. Now the boy was sitting quietly, but using his authority as the monitor gives the false name to the teacher and makes his misuse of the power. This shows that when there are certain rules laid down in the constitution, they will not allow the political leaders to misuse their power. The second reason why we need the constitution is that constitution does not allow the majority of the group to dominate over the minority groups. For example, in India, the people belonging to the different religions are living. For example, Muslims, Sikh, Parsis, and there is a very large number of the Hindus. So here, by granting some of the rights like right to equality through the constitution does not allow the majority people to dominant over the people of the minority groups. Sometimes it happen in the same religion also. For example, we have already studied from 6th standard that Hindu society was divided into the Varna based society, where Brahmins were given the highest powers and the Shudras, those who were considered as the lower caste, so they are neglected. Through the constitution, it guarantees the equality to everyone and does not allow the people belonging to the higher groups to dominate over the lower groups. Not only that, the third significant reason why we need the constitution is that constitution protects us against some of the decisions that we may feel that are in our interest right now, but when we see into the long run, they are not good for us. Sometimes looking into the party politics, people may feel that in the country it should be dictatorship and we should be having the dictatorship government so that only one person can govern the country. But yes, for some time it may be good, but for the long run it is especially against the rights of the people. For example, take an example that next day we have the exam and today night there is a cricket match. So it is we who have to decide that whether I should watch the cricket match or I should study for the exam. For some time I may feel that let me enjoy and watch. But no, in the long run, my study is going to be affected. So I should be paying more attention towards my study. So this is how the rules that are written into the constitution, they help us to make decisions which are in our own interest. Okay, students, I hope you all would have understood it very well. Now, this is some of the assignment that you all are supposed to do in your notebook. The answers you will be getting in this video also, as well as they are given in the NCERT books app, which link is shared to all of you. Thank you, everyone.